Everyone knows names like Tyler Perry, Oprah Winfrey, Jay-Z, but there's one black billionaire who moves differently, silently building one of the largest media empires in the world without Hollywood's permission. His name, Byron Allen. From stand-up stages to courtroom showdowns against Comcast, Allen is proof that black ownership isn't just possible, it's powerful. Today, we're discussing the untold story of Byron Allen, the comedian turned billionaire who's redefining what it means to own the culture. This isn't just black excellence, it's black legacy.
He's still a high school student, just turned 18, but he'd been working out at the improvisation for the past 2 years. Now, we originally offered Byron a shot on the Tonight Show last February, and he turned it down. He said he couldn't make it that night because he had to do his homework. True story. So, make him feel welcome, would you? Byron Allen.
Thank you. I guess I'd tell you about myself first. Just got in Fairfax High, Fairfax. Favorite class is algebra. Oh, see, because I have a real hip teacher. Gives us problems we can relate to. It's like, if Bob has 100 Hostess Twinkies, eats 87 of them, how many joints did he smoke? I have power reading, and that's why they teach you how to read faster. I can't even read. Now I do it faster. What's a minute, man? Something my mother calls my father. We studied the Indians. I find the Indians so interesting, right? Because they used to chew this stuff peyote, just like marijuana, but it's stronger. That explains a lot of things, like why they used to talk like this.
Most people don't know Byron Allen started in comedy. At just 14 years old, he was writing for Good Times. By 18, he became the youngest comedian ever to appear on The Tonight Show. But unlike other entertainers chasing fame, Allen wasn't watching the game from behind the curtain, learning, plotting, understanding the true power wasn't in front of the camera, it was owning the camera, the studio, and the network it aired on.
You know, it's very important to me because when my children were born, I had a guy say to me, a white guy, he says to me, why is it important that you have black ownership? What's wrong with black targeted? Because there are a lot of black faces. And I said, I'm glad you asked me that question. Let me tell you why I bought the Griot and why I bought a movie distribution company and why I own 10 cable networks. Let me ask you something. As a white man who has children, are you comfortable with me controlling the images of your daughters and how they are produced and how they're depicted and how they grow up looking at themselves? Are you cool with me having 100% control over how your white daughter sees herself? And he said no. And I said, great. I said, I expected you to answer the question that way. Now understand me as a black man and my black daughters. Now that they're here, I'm going to take a seat at the table and I'm going to control how they're produced and how they're depicted and how they grow up and how they see themselves. Because at this moment in my life, nothing is more important to me than this.
While most celebrities sought record deals or syndication, Byron Allen founded entertainment studios from his own dining room table. He didn't take loans, no investors, no handouts. He owns it all. Allen now owns the Weather Channel, 7 24-hour HD networks, and one of the largest privately held media libraries in the world, valued worth billions. That's not success. That's black generational power right there.
Listen, I would be the first to say, don't bring this civil rights statute into the United States Supreme Court. And I didn't. Comcast did. They decided to challenge that statute and how it was used and how it was applied.
You filed a lawsuit based upon using the statute.
They are the ones who said, we're going to go after the statute, eviscerate it, and dismantle it. And I disagree with him.
That's where we change history, and we use Civil Rights Act 1866. Write it down. Civil Rights Act 1866. It was put on the books in 1866 to protect the newly freed slaves, to make sure we had economic inclusion, government and commercial contracting. Civil Rights Act 1866, Section 1981. And I paid my lawyers millions of dollars, and I said, drop it on them and get them to the table. And now they're both in the Ninth Circuit, and they can't shake me. I said, you can't shake me because you can't introduce a black guy that you're doing business with. And now we have a way of holding you accountable and saying, please treat us with respect and do business with us the way we do business with you, because we love you, and that's how we're going to make America great again.
With that, ladies and gentlemen.
In 2020, Byron Allen sued Comcast for $20 billion, accusing them of racial discrimination for refusing to carry his networks. He took it all the way to the Supreme Court under the Civil Rights Act of 1866. This wasn't just about cable contracts. It was about forcing America to confront the economic gatekeeping that has historically locked black entrepreneurs out of the generational wealth.
Be surprised because they assume the griot is owned not by a black person, and so they can finally see that the griot has black ownership right in front of them.
The griot is very important, and that's why I wanted to own it, because I think it's really important that we, as African Americans, we control our image, our likeness, how we're produced and depicted and seen around the world. And we have our own editorial voice, so we can control the narrative as it relates to us and our community and how we see the world and how the world sees us. I think it's really important, and we need to have a lot more African American ownership of media, and to also help shape our children and how they grow up and see themselves, which is very important, because we want to make sure that they see themselves as they're in their formative years, they see themselves in a very positive light. And we don't want to leave it to media to just kind of define them and how they see themselves.
Yeah.
Now let's keep it real. Black people are the culture, but we do not own the platforms. Allen is one of the only black owners of a major media company in the United States. He said it himself, the real issue is we don't have a seat at the table. We don't even have the room address. Allen is changing that brick by brick.
Good to see you, Romaine.
Every time I talk to you, it seems like you're trying to broker a deal for something. BET appears to be in play. Paramount Global has kind of made it clear that it's looking to sell a majority stake.
Yes.
You've been named as one of the potential bidders.
Yes.
How are you?
Yeah, this is a phenomenal asset. They're running a process. We're a part of it. There's some other wonderful people pursuing it as well. Tyler Perry, P. Diddy, all great guys who I love and respect. And this is an institution. And this is something that used to be black owned. And now this is the time for it to go back into black ownership, which is very important. So BET, VH1, these are iconic brands. And the management, phenomenal. They do a great job.
Yeah.
And this is just a big opportunity that we're vigorously pursuing.
What does it bring for you, for your company, if you were actually to get it?
Well, listen, it was actually, it makes us better. I love the human capital that's there. We're able to inherit that human capital, integrate it into our system, our platform, our portfolio, and continue to grow our business and to carry out our message. And our message is very clear: One America. One America, and making sure we have equity and inclusion for all.
You've obviously, you own a lot of local broadcast networks, network affiliates. You did make a play for Tenga. That deal went to someone else. That deal does not appear to be getting done. Are you interested in rebidding for that company?
I'll say this. We own quite a few ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox affiliates. We are very much, we feel that that's a great business. So we are very interested in any stations that become available, no matter who owns them. We think that the Big Four network affiliate business is a business that's going to continue to be very important. 80% of the viewers get their news from local broadcasting. Local broadcasting is key. Whenever we buy a Big Four network affiliate, our number one priority, local news.
Allen isn't stopping. He's going after CNN, ABC, BET. He's not trying to fit in. He's taking over, quietly becoming a media king and doing it his way. Byron Allen isn't just a mogul. He's proof that ownership isn't a dream. It's a strategy, and it's time more people knew his name. The Byron Allen story isn't flashy. It's not a Netflix biopic. It's not celebrated. But that's by design, because real power moves in silence. He took the long road, battled giants, and stayed 10 toes down in the game built to keep him out. And now, he owns the game board. This is more than black excellence. It's the blueprint. Ownership, strategy, vision. That's how we win. If you're tired of being shut out of rooms we built, drop a comment below. Should more of us be building ownership quietly like Byron Allen? Like this video, subscribe to Black Elevators, and share it with someone who needs to see what real black power looks like. We don't just tell stories, we elevate legacies.